tonight at 6.
Security remains tight in the US ahead of the 10th anniversary of the 9/11 terror attacks. Local farmers urged to vaccinate sheep with cases of a deadly disease on the rise. And Samantha Stosur through to the US Open final.
Southern Cross News, tonight at 6.
A 21-year-old dies from meningococcal disease. Memorial services to remember the victims of 9/11. Julia Gillard under pressure on asylum seeker policy, and a seafarer's odyssey comes to an end.
This is Southern Cross News with Rachel Williams.
Good evening, everyone. Health authorities are urging vigilance in relation to the deadly meningococcal disease following the death of a man overnight at the Royal Hobart Hospital. The number of reported cases is higher than usual, with doctors warning the infection can take hold very quickly.
The Upper Derwent Valley man became very ill late yesterday.
This is an infection that always surprises with how quickly it can bring about someone's death.
An ambulance was called and he was rushed to the Royal Hobart Hospital, arriving late last night.
He was so unwell when he arrived that their efforts were spent on trying to resuscitate him.
Roscoe Taylor says the illness progressed very quickly. The generally fit and healthy man even going to work the day before he died.
And had even been out that evening on the Friday, so on Saturday he developed this illness and it progressed very rapidly, and in the course of the evening he was already extremely unwell by the time the ambulance arrived.
This is the 9th meningococcal case reported this year, up on the number of expected cases, about 5 a year. Back in 2003, Tasmania reported 26 cases, resulting in several deaths. A vaccination program of children and teenagers was introduced for meningococcal C. Now all newborns are inoculated, but vigilance is still needed for the B strain as well as other strains.
If a person develops a fever with headache, nausea, vomiting, goes on to develop a rash, especially a purple blotchy looking rash, that requires prompt medical attention, very prompt if the rash is developing.
Health authorities have offered the man's family their condolences. Simon Pilkington, Southern Cross News.
Memorial services have begun taking place in the United States under heightened security to remember the victims of the September 11 terrorist attacks 10 years on. We're joined now by Mike Amor in New York. Mike, what's the mood been like there leading up to this anniversary?
Rachel, it was about this time 10 years ago that the victims of September 11 were getting up, ready to go to work for the day. Of course, they never came home. Very shortly, family members will read out their names, now etched around the magnificent memorial waterfall